American girls and American guys will always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see your glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our heads. My daddy served in the army, where he lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack. A mighty sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. Soon as we could see clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list and a statue.
And we're live on Red, White, and Brew Sports Show. Myself, I'm Scott, along with Zach. What's up, brother?
Yo, this is great. So excited to finally get this rolling. Get our little thing going here. Talk about what's going on in the world of sports. But just you and I just to hang out and entertain people for a little while.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, we've been this has been in the works for a while. I mean,
Absolutely.
I mean,
You know, things take time, but we got it together. I think, what's going on is we're in the heat of a lot of what's going on in sports right now. And there's a lot of things that a lot of things people have opinions about, and a lot of things people want to talk about. So I'm really excited. I mean, I think it's gonna be cool. I love what we're gonna do. The red, white, and brew. That's who we are. I don't think either of us are very shy about opinions. So I think we're gonna express how we feel in a very demonstrative way, which is how I roll. So so just to let everyone know early on in this process, this is not for the meek and mild or the weak and timid.
not for the weak at heart.
No.
I mean, this show is going to be more of across the sports world in general. It's not going to be just like one topic, one city. I mean, we're going to try and just basically cover everything in sports. I mean, even when it comes to wintertime, we'll cover NCAA wrestling. I mean, it'll.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's why I was, everything across the board. We have, next month we got the Olympics coming up. We spent a lot of time watching Olympic trials. I mean, there's some awesome stories going on already right there. We got a 15-year-old girl who qualified in the Olympics in swimming. Like, are you serious? So it's going to be across the board: golf, high school, college, Olympic wrestling, anything in the Olympics. It's going to be, I think it's, all hands on deck for, as far as any sports.
Absolutely. I mean, we might even get a couple fantasy guests. You never know for fantasy sports.
And who knows, depending on what goes on in this goofy country we live in, we might venture outside of sports and get a little nutty.
We might have to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to, finally get on air. We apologize to everybody last week. There were some issues that just popped up that we had to push it off till today. But we're ready to roll.
Absolutely.
I mean, so, I mean, definitely share it out there, tweet it out there. I mean, we're eventually going to try and get this on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're going to try and bring you a guest every week. We have one tonight. John Elijah, statistical professional handicapper from Sportsbet Army, will be with us at 7:30. John's always got a good story for us, doesn't he, Zach?
Yeah, he's definitely gonna bring a little. Yeah. He definitely has a good story.
He's got a good one for you from Monday night.
And over time, there's going to be a lot of stories spilled, which I'm pretty excited because, a few Miller Lights, a few Tito's, story starts rolling. So this will be, people will be very entertained at the very least. That's all we need nowadays. That's all I want when I watch something or listen to something. Entertain me, take me away from the norm. Kind of like why we have the background what it is. It's kind of taking you away from this world, putting you on a beach somewhere, sit back, relax, and have some cocktails.
Wow. All right. Well, let's get into it.
All right.
Major League Baseball and the pitchers and using the substance last night took it to a whole new level.
Yeah. We having issues with volume?
Yeah, that's what I just saw that in the chat.
Well, just apologize, but when it first started, I could barely hear you, but then it got better, so I don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are working on it. Christy wants to know if that's Naples we're in.
No, it's not Naples, but that is a beach bar. It is actually a beach bar that I may have been overserved at in Punta Cana. So,
okay.
The bartender overserved me.
Sure. So let's get into this. Last night, it went to a whole new level.
Dude, blew my mind. Like, what is going on? Like, first off, it's this fly by the seat of our pants mid-season ruling bullshit. This has been going on for 4 or 5 years. Trevor Bauer told us about this. He's the one who told us all about this and how it was happening. And now they're going to come in here almost in July and say, hey, now we're going to start checking pitchers, even though they've known about it. But now that the batters are pissing and moaning because they're hitting 185 and it's almost July, now it's time to change the rules. Like,
Why does everything go to the hitter's favor? Let me ask that.
right. I mean, this is, well, because why? Because it's money. Because people don't want to come and watch a 1-0. Most people, I would love it. I would love to sit there and watch a no-hitter throw or like a pitcher's duel. But they want to see the ball hit 700 feet.
Hey, you want admission tonight at 10:00? Exactly what you just said. Bauer takes the hill.
Right. Hey, you think Scherzer is entertaining? Oh, he might drop trowel.
But how about Romo last night in Oakland or San Francisco, wherever the heck he was? The umpire starts walking to him. He just starts undressing, pulls his belt off.
He was like, here you go. Pulls him out. What do you want me to do? And here's the thing. Now Scherzer, I always respected him as a great pitcher, but after last night, he goes way up the ring. I love how he handled it. He wanted to get after it. He wanted Girardi.
Oh yeah.
Like, he wanted to piece him on the mound.
Did you hear Mike?
This is like.
Did you hear Mike Rizzo today?
No.
GM of the Nationals.
Yeah.
Girardi is a con artist.
Hey, well, it's true.
I'm with you.
Seeing as that the Nationals bench coach is Kevin Long, who coached with Girardi at the Yankees for 6 to 8 years. I'm not sure, and they won a World Series together. That's who Girardi came off the bench yelling, because there's an audio where he was yelling, "Come on, K. Long." He wasn't yelling at Scherzer. He was yelling at the bench coach, who yelled over at him and said, "Bleeping bullshit, bleeping," and he kept yelling. And then, so Girardi is a punk. You don't tell me that if it was your dude, he would have been storming the mound.
Here, he was a punk in New York. He was a punk in Chicago, and he's still a punk.
I agree 100%. I didn't like him when he played, managed, anything. No, I don't like him. He is a fake tough guy. Like, he knew when he stormed on the field and the umpire was going to stop him, there was nothing going on. You want a piece of me? Really? You're not going to do anything, Joe. Take off.
Yeah. Okay, here's my take on everything right now. First of all, they knew this was starting Monday, so if you're a pitcher and you get caught this week at least, you're stupid, okay?
You're as dumb as Josh Gordon, because you know when you're going to get drug tested in the NFL. That's how dumb you are.
Yeah, exactly. And then my problem with Commissioner Manfred and the MLB is you're going to do this in the middle of a season. I'm fine with you checking it because it is illegal by the rule book,
sure.
Okay? But you know what this is going to eventually come down to? Each manager is going to get 3 challenges like they do in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And they could challenge a pitcher. Let me throw my red flag on the mound so you can go check the glove. Are you kidding me?
All they're doing is trying to speed up the game, and now they're going to inhibit that by throwing this into the middle.
Yeah.
The games are going to go back to 4 hours long and lose fans. So
I'm okay with 4-hour games.
Not when they're 1-0 or 1-1.
The 1-0 game ain't going to be 4 hours.
With 19 challenges, it sure will be. When the manager's throwing the umpires out there every third pitch. I think he rubbed his head. Get out of here, man.
By August 1st, it'll be over with.
I love that the umpires even looked apprehensive. The third time, when Scherzer was ready to take his pants off, the umpire was like, you can just see him, Max, please.
Romo did.
He did it. He went, here you go. This is what I bring to the table. How you doing? It was great.
Hey, we do have a big contingent from Browns fans only on Facebook joining us tonight. So I want to give a shout out to them. that
Nice.
they're joining us, and we appreciate it. And
Absolutely.
if you are a Browns fan and you're on Facebook, definitely go check out
A good thing.
Browns Fans Only. It's the best.
I've invited a number of people. I mean, it's a good group. I mean, there's some people that cause some trouble. That one chick from Florida always is rebel rousing. But other than that,
Yeah. So I just want to give a big shout out to them. They do a lot for Browns fans, and they tune in to all our shows every week, no matter what it is.
I'm with it. No, absolutely. But one of the best. I mean, it's the best fan group, Browns fan group that I've seen on there. I mean, it's all. I mean, they've become so. They're shipping shit to each other and like.
Well, me and you get put in the doghouse every week because we're
right. We don't fall in line with them. They're doing events and they're mailing shit to each other. I'm like, holy.
Zach, are you saying we don't follow?
I finally do that.
Are you?
They're awesome.
Are you saying we don't follow the rules? Are you saying we're rule breakers? Zach cut out.
I mean, we may
There he is.
bend them. Rules are meant to meander a little bit, you know.
So let's
It's
get.
not black and white. This is a gray world.
It is, but let's get back to MLB here. What do you think is going to truly happen with this? How long do you think this is going to go on?
Well, this initial thing, it's always going to be a shock at first. They're going to come out. I mean, pre-game. I mean, okay, in soccer they check shin guards, check them before first pitch, or are you going to check them every inning? No standards. There's nothing like. They don't know what they're doing. The umpires are only. I feel bad for the umpires because they're only following a directive from the people up in the ivory tower who aren't going to get shit on every night and get stuff thrown at them. That's the thing. They're only following what their boss told them to do.
It's not Bottlegate.
Hey, it may. Hey, I'll tell you what.
It's not 10-cent beer night.
You get the wrong pitcher. Like if you had a dude like Pedro who would get the crowd riled up. Oh, he would blow. He would have Fenway throwing shit on the field and everything.
Well, just like tonight. What do you think's going to happen with Bauer?
Bauer is going to incite a riot, and I love it. What are you going to do now, Manfred? Like,
let me tell you this. I know what I'm doing at 10-10.
They should have an alert, like a no-hitter alert on ESPN every inning when he's walking out to the mound. They should make sure that everyone can tune in just to see him before he takes the first pitch that inning.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
He's going to be entertaining because he is the poster boy. Not only, he's taking the most heat, even though he's the one that blew this whole thing up and told on everyone because it goes back to the Astros 5 years ago. Bauer, these guys, okay. I mean, they figured out how to do suntan lotion and the rosin bag. Okay, are we looking at the hitters, what they're putting on their gloves, and how high the pine tar is going on the bat?
The old
When's the last time we did that?
George Brett.
in 86?
Yep.
So
How great was that though? How funny was that? His reaction.
you talk about blowing a gasket. That is an all-timer. That is an all-timer.
They still play that.
That's like, I mean, when that is on TV, you just have to watch that, sit back and enjoy it, because that's what I mean. Having like played and coached, like that is what everyone has wanted to do at one time or another.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but
Yeah,
but this all goes back to the Astros. Let's be honest, because they were not
doing
penalized.
Not doing anything to them, giving them a slap on the wrist, and now the whole league was anti them. Now you couldn't throw at them because then you would get thrown out. You couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. But now, all of a sudden, it's gotten to the point where hitters can't hit. So I get it. Hitters are teammates of those pitchers, but at a certain point, hitters also want to stay in the league. And when they're batting 190 on June 23rd, they're like, you know what? You're my teammate, but dude, I want to stay in the majors.
Yeah.
You're cheating.
And I do have a call in to former Major League pitcher Ryan Fairbairn to come on with us to talk about this exact situation.
It would be interesting.
I
to
think
see
he's
what-
actually pitching tonight in the minors, so I mean tonight wasn't going to work, but
right. He was busy.
yeah, a little busy pitching.
He's having a good time though. He's just riding it out now.
But
Cool.
but I truly don't know where it's going to go. I mean, like you said, when are we going to do something to the hitters? You know, the Major League Baseball juiced up the balls 2 years ago. The last 2 years have been records for home runs. So the pitchers finally said, okay, you want to play? Let's play.
Right. Let's play ball.
And now it's not allowed.
Right. You can, as a hitter, you have a armor down your whole left side. You have armor from the knee to your ankle covering your foot. You can stand 3.5 inches off the plate with your left elbow almost covering the entire plate. And if you get hit, it's a hits back. No. You just need guys like Bauer. We need to go back. If we can bring back Bob Gibson for a week, for 2 starts. 2 starts.
Oh.
He would change the game of baseball. He'd bounce a couple people. He'd be like, you'd back off. Give me the whole plate. And the strike zone is shrunk. Wait, here's the other thing. The strike zone is the size of like 5 baseballs nowadays.
Yeah, whatever happened to the letters to the knees? Whatever happened to that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. If you get a strike call right at the bottom of the letters, this hitter's going to lose his shit.
Oh, Correa did the other night when he got called at the knees.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you arguing about?
Right. They move fences in. You know what? This would be a trade-off. Okay, we'll stop using the funky stuff on the ball, and defenses can't go into the shift.
But this all comes back to the players' union. Let's be honest.
Let's go back to basics.
They ain't won nothing from the owners in how many years?
Hey, starts with leadership. That was a way back. Was that when Donald Fear?
Yeah.
It's that simple. There's a trade though. Hitters hate it. Hitters are getting made to look like idiots.
Yeah, but
the shift also takes away a lot. If they got rid of the shifts, make the shift illegal.
Hey, how about you hit the ball to left field or right field?
Okay.
Well, how about these guys quit trying to be pull happy and hit the ball out of the yard? That's why they're really hitting 190.
It's all analytics. Billy Beane is sitting back laughing at this whole thing with the shift because it's all analytics. They know where the ball is going to go to this percentage of the time. That's why they play there. I just, it's a slippery slope. The NFL went through the stick'em thing back in the day. They got rid of it. They just outruled stick'em.
I agree with Christy in the chat here. How about everyone stops whining? There's an idea.
I would be whining too if I was potentially going to not be in the majors anymore and not making several $1 million.
Well, you are a whiner, so I'm not shocked.
It's easy to sit. It's easy for Christy to be sitting there hitting the old one-hitter talking about whiners.
Well, I agree with her. We'll agree to disagree, I guess, on this one. Tell the prima donnas to quit whining and hit the ball away from the shift. How about that?
Baseball can take control for once. How about that? Do the NFL players have a say like baseball? No.
Yeah.
They just get suspended. Boop, move on.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, man. All right. I'll tell you what. Why don't we go to break? When we come back, John Elijah, sensational from Sports Better Army, will be with us. Talk some gambling. So don't go anywhere. That's next on the Red, White, and Brew Sports Show.
American girls and American guys will always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see your glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our heads. My daddy served in the army, where he lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother.
And we're back on the Red, White, and Brew Sports Show. I'm Scott along with Zach, and now with us is John Elijah, professional sports handicapper, station from Sportsbet Army. John, thanks for joining us.
It is my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. How's it be the honorary guest on this show?
I told you, man. I'm absolutely honored about it.
Touched.
Yeah, I feel blessed.
Awesome. So, what we got going on this week? We got what, golf? You got any tennis? You got what?
I've been so busy. You know, we got this app coming out, so it's been.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's tell everybody about Sharp
Yeah.
at Sportsbet Army.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if you've had a chance. If you have Apple, we've got the beta test, whatever you want to call it, going on over on Apple, and listen. The app right now, it's still in an infantile stage. So we've got on there. You're gonna have like an aggregator where you can see all the different sports books, all the different prices that you're gonna get on each bet. I just looked at it now. We've got the props in there. It's not in there live yet, but we've got props, so you'll be able to see all sorts of props. Then we're putting the models in to coincide with that. So we've got like kegs projections on the props, and you'll be able to just compare them really quickly to what, let's say DraftKings has for a prop. You can track your bets. And I think the best thing, we're going to have gamification. So we're just going to be playing games in there where you're going to track your bets. Whoever does the best for like a week, a month, whatever it is, however we construct these contests, are going to get either some memorabilia, some cash, who knows, things like that. And then the content, which I've been focused on, I'm kind of in charge of the content. We've been putting out content on a daily basis. We're going to have a lot more content and things like that. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot more work than I ever envisioned, and I'm only a fraction of it. So.
That's gonna be great. So what's the app again, so people can go and?
Yeah, it's called the Sharp app. So it's not in the store yet, but if you,
Okay.
but we do have links over in the Discord channel that you guys are in.
Yeah.
There's a link in there if you want to test it beta. Like I said, it's still early. We've got so many more things that are going to be rolling out
That's awesome.
as we go in the next few weeks. But yeah, it's really exciting, and a lot of there's a lot of excitement around it in the community, in the sports betting community. So a lot of interest. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. We should have, by the time NFL season comes along, we should be rocking and rolling with it. And so you get to see me. I'm on video now constantly, which I don't, it's not necessarily my first love, but I'm doing these videos.
Yeah, right.
Have you guys been following Have you been following it all? All right, just let me tell you this. So I've been doing these boosts. You know the boosts like DraftKings and FanDuel have like boosts. They all do really. So these boost plays. Now I promise you, I'm doing the math behind these things, and the ones that are actually plus EV, like the ones that are plus expected value, where if you just blindly play them, we should win over time.
Right.
I'm giving those out, and I started a whole series on that over on our YouTube channel. It's in the app. Everything on the YouTube channel is in the app. But so over time, these bets should win. We have lost now 20 out of the last 22 of these things. Now, granted, a lot of them are long, big long shot parlay type of things, but it's unbelievable. So it's actually it's humorous. You should follow it if anyone's watching. Follow it just to see how awful it could be. I don't know, but these I promise you they're plus EV plays. So unless the sportsbook knows something I don't, they just cannot win right now. I mean,
there's a big heater coming. I think
you would think so. Yeah,
right?
You would think so.
There's a 28 out of 29 ready to pop.
It really is. It's unbelievable. I'm laughing at them like I'm doing them, and hopefully, we'll have some fun with it, and there'll be a little educational as well. Where, it's small amount of money. These boosts they don't let you play for a lot, for a large sum, and even with as bad as it is, we've only been doing this, or I've been doing it for maybe 2 weeks, and we're only down like a little over 3 units. Believe it or not, so, because the bets, I know it's crazy, but it weighs on you. I think people would actually, they're like I do them 5-6 minutes a day. I think people actually get something out of it with your own betting, even if you're not putting in these boosts.
No, that's cool.
Right up your alley, Zach. You better sign up.
Yeah. I'm in.
Check them out on YouTube. Yeah.
I may or may not have someone sitting on the back deck listening that may be diving into that bad boy. She loves the boost bets. She's like the golfer. These guys all to make the cut.
I lost one of those at the U.S. Open. Yeah, we had one of those. Lost that.
I guarantee you she's taking notes right now.
Well, you say she. It's funny now that we're doing this whole app thing, and we've had a lot of R&D and looking at the market as a whole. Women in sports betting it's tremendous, way higher than I ever thought.
Yeah, huge upside still too.
It's like 30% of the market now, which I never would have guessed. Yeah, big upside. Women love it. I mean, I know as far as fantasy goes, women have gotten so much more involved in it. I've got the female members of my family are all like hardcore now. Like NFL season comes, they've got their own league. It's like all the girls, they love it. So it's great. So there's a lot more women getting involved, a lot more women enjoying sports and the betting aspect of it. I think it's fun.
Absolutely.
That is awesome. So you want to tell anybody about what you did since you were bored and had nothing to do on Monday night?
I was not bored and had nothing to do, but well, first of all, you had a pretty good last week, so I don't know what.
Well, I
had to talk about that.
I had a good Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
Yeah,
3 out of 5 ain't bad.
That ain't nothing wrong. Not when you hit it as hard as you did. So you're doing just fine. But Monday, I primarily NBA is like a primary DFS thing. So with no NBA, usually the MLB games get a little bit more juicy. So I dove into MLB on Monday, and I took down the big one on DraftKings for like 100K, and then also I entered in the FBWC and hit that as well. So I'll be playing. I think it's for $1 million again, which was hopefully I don't come in last place, which is what I did in the basketball one. I came in last. So I feel like I'm due. I came last. Now I'm going to come first here. Hopefully, wherever it is, it's to be determined, the locale. But September 10th, I believe, is the time.
Well,
on that one,
September 10th.
I believe that's the date. Yeah.
Is there a good chance it'll be in Vegas?
That's a possibility. We'll
be there because we got a buddy who's a big Raiders fan here in New Jersey, and him and his wife, and Jamie and I, we'll be out there. We're going to Raiders.
Well, if it is, I'll definitely we'll definitely get together. We'll do some
absolutely.
We'll do some dinner, but they're going to let us know when it is. I've still got the FanDuel one coming up, and that's with I believe there's going to be Playboy Playmates and 50 Cent. I know 50 Cent's going to be there for sure. I'm pretty sure we got Playboy Playmates, so I'll try to take as much video as I can for you guys. I don't think 50 Cent or the Playboy Playmates have any interest in me being there, but I have a lot of interest in them. And them
Right.
being
I just
there.
don't want to see 50 Cent throw a baseball after his opening day pitch.
Yeah, I could always say, yeah.
That was
Actually,
it.
we could compare throws. I've thrown one
Right.
out, and mine was a lot better than his.
Yes. Where'd you do a pitch at?
I did it down here in Tampa. DraftKings hooked me
Nice.
up, and yeah, my brother actually threw one out at Wrigley, which was cool. He's a big Cubs fan.
That's epic.
And that was a big crowd. Tampa, I was in front of maybe 1,000 people, but but he had a pretty big crowd at Wrigley, and he actually threw it pretty well. But yeah, I had a lot of excuses that day. I think did I tell you guys that story?
No, let's go. Let's hear it.
You want quick? No, so DraftKings hooks me up with this thing, and now my brother's coming down with his family. They were going to come. This is a Friday night. They were going to come down Saturday. He's like, well, you're throwing the ball out. We'll come down a day earlier with the kids and everything. So I'm not worried about it. I mean, I played baseball my whole life. I played in college, whatever. And I'm like, listen, I could throw a baseball. It's 60 feet. I never pitched, but what's the big deal? It's 60 feet. So so my brother's like, no, you got to go. You got to practice. You got to warm up. You're not used to throwing off a mound. It's high. You got to get used to the trajectory. So it's in my head. I'm busy. So now Thursday, I'm doing this on Friday. Thursday, I finally get like a little worried. I go, you know what? I don't even have a baseball. Go to Walmart, get a ball, go to the local school. And now I'm throwing by myself. I got nobody to catch me. I'm throwing by myself up against to the fence. And the first couple were just brutal. And I'm like, you know what? It's a good thing I'm practicing. I took about 30, 40 tosses, and I'm not throwing it 90, but I'm getting it over the plate, which is all that matters. So the next morning I wake up, I can't move my arm. I can't move it. Totally forgot about the fact that I'm going to be sore the next day. I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm like, I'm so tense walking into the stadium that now on top of the sore arm, my back tightens up, which has never happened. Like it's happened maybe 2 times in my life. So now now my back is tense and my arm is sore. I'm like, oh, this can't be worse. So long story short, I got up there, I threw it fine, got it over the plate, not over the plate, but I got it there on a fly at least. And I didn't exactly hum it in there. I just kind of gave it a weak toss. So the guys I played ball with, I posted it. Yeah, it had a lot of arc on it. It wasn't that bad, but I don't even know who caught me. It was a backup like utility guy. Yeah, it was really good. I'm like, man, this took a lot of Jack Daniels just to get me. But all my buddies I played ball with, so I posted it, and I caught a lot of crap for that. They're like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "I don't even want to tell you, man. Terrible. I hate giving excuses. About 10 of them."
It is true. I mean, you throw like I was coaching football. I'd go out there and like throw the football, work with the quarterbacks, and then it's like next day.
You don't do it. Yeah, those are muscles you don't use.
Oh yeah, especially like they do, repeating over and
Exactly.
over for football 150 times. Like, holy moly, yeah.
So John, you're a big golf guy. How'd you like that U.S. Open?
I thought it was a great tournament. I mean, it was really enjoyable to watch. Plus, we bet Rahm, so that was nice.
Oh yeah, I was happy.
So,
I was happy for Rahm. I mean,
So
I like Rahm
because I told her to. I wish she would have listened to me on Thursday. I love that. Like, he's awesome. I mean, he's always there. The other one was I love Louis too. He's a solid bet all the time. He's always there. He at least gives you something to watch on Sunday.
In the big tournaments. Yeah, he's solid. Yeah, he's solid in those. And
going to be in there.
But Rahm plays what I think Rahm won his first event, I believe, at Torrey.
He did. He made it, and he made an eagle on
18.
He made an eagle on Thursday or on 18 to win it that first time.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. From the back of the green. Yeah. I was at Torrey in 2008 when Tiger won. I was there Sunday.
No way.
I was there when he hit that putt. Yeah. So I had a Vegas trip. So we did Vegas, played a little golf in Vegas, and then from Vegas flew to San Diego for the Open. So I was on 220. Like he could barely walk, and
he's playing on a broken leg at this time.
I always love Tiger. Is he what?
Yeah. He was on a broken leg.
Yeah, no, he was on a broken leg. I didn't realize it, and the phones 2008. I don't think we had the cell phone. I think I had a BlackBerry at that point. So it was, and as a matter of fact, they made you check your phone. That's actually we had no phone. You had to check your phone in so we didn't even have a phone.
Oh, wow.
So we didn't know what was going on. I knew he bogeyed the whispers came over. I was on the second tee that he had bogeyed one, and I'm like, oh man. And then I saw him struggling coming off the tee box at 2. I'm like, there's no way. Just went to 18. Then you just park your ass at 18 the rest of the day, hoping. And sure enough, it was one of the great moments I've ever seen at a sporting event.
Unbelievable. That is a golf ranks up there. I've been to Muirfield a few times, Firestone a few times. 2 years ago, we got to go up to the Travelers on Sunday, which is this upcoming weekend. But it's just up in Connecticut, so it's just drive, and it's loaded. There's a bunch of dudes that are playing there, and it's very good, easy access, and you're right there. It's a different seeing them, what they do, and how they shape the ball, and how it's just unbelievable. It's mind-boggling.
It's a totally different world. I go out to Pebble every year with my dad and a bunch of friends. It's a tour. We're not great golfers, but it's a fun little 2-man tournament that they host there. One time, so I guess we had an odd amount of twosomes, and they teamed me and my dad up at Pebble with a guy who's probably about 55 at the time and his wife. And the guy was really good. He was hitting the ball really well. And I felt like I was hitting the ball, he was definitely better than me, but I'm like, yeah, I'm hitting it out there with this guy and everything.
Yeah.
We get about 3-4 holes in and I'm BSing with him. And he had qualified for the US, the senior US Open, this guy.
Really?
But when you see a guy like that, you're like, yeah, he's really good. But like, they never make a mistake. The problem he had was he shot 74. I did not. I was far from 70. Our differences quickly were shown around the green. I could make triple from anywhere near the green, but he just didn't make any putts, and that's really the difference with these guys. And really on the tour, Arnold Palmer had said that the difference between a scratch golfer and a tour pro is just it's at least 10 strokes, and it's all the putting and the short game. Like those guys they just don't miss anything from 5 feet.
Right. And it is amazing. So you see that how it's like Spieth went through. He's been on a couple of year lag where everything that used to go in for him for 2 years now is missing by an inch. It's not like he's hitting it. He just same thing with the Rahm had 5 or 6 putts through the first 15 holes where it was maybe a combined 3 inches and the tournament's over. And then he gets 2 bombs to drop on 17 and 18 to change everything. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, that shows you how great Tiger was, though.
Right.
Because when Tiger was on, you weren't even close. Like it wasn't even when he was off his game. Then it was close. He'd still win, but it was close. He had to just be awful to not win. And golf is a game where you can't affect the players that you're playing against. It's not like tennis. When people used to compare Federer and everything, I'm like, well, Federer can physically impose his will on his opponent.
Right.
He's better than his opponent. Tiger is that much better than his opponent, but anyone could go out there and shoot, not anyone, but anyone can shoot 61 and beat him.
Right. For him to do what he did, not only he obviously was physically better, but that beat in golf, for you to be able to beat someone down mentally just because you just intimidate them with the way you hit the ball and how you walk around the course, that's a different cat. That's a Michael Jordan. Like Jordan walked on the court, it was over because most guys would just melt. They would just, it would be done.
Well, look at the physiques of golfers when he came up in the mid 90s to late 90s. Nobody was working out.
Yeah.
Now these guys are all in great shape.
He changed the game. He was Vijay Singh is another one who was kind of on that. Those are the only but he was the only one. He was a weirdo.
But Vijay couldn't putt.
Right. And no one liked him, so no one paid attention.
And no one liked him. Yeah.
Right.
He didn't have a great, but if he could putt, it would have been a different story. Vijay nobody hit the ball better.
He's a 7 or 8 majors kind of guy. But Tiger changed the game. And he also changed everyone's pocketbook too, because
none of those guys are ever going to say. None of the guys playing now will have anything disparaging to say about Tiger. He made it work. But he opened the game for athletes. These guys are athletes. Koepka, Finau, DJ. These guys are athletes now. Steven Spieth and those guys played a lot of other sports.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid, I don't know about you guys. Like I said, growing up in Brooklyn, you didn't play golf. We played baseball, we played football, basketball. Obviously, nobody played golf. I think now there's so many more young kids. I see it, which is great. With all these programs, that's all Tiger. You know, these young kids playing, and these guys playing now were young kids coming up, and they're not all country club kids anymore the way it used to be, which is a good thing to see.
No, and it's great because I like I'll even mention it like Hunter English. That, like I don't want to root for that cat just because of his name.
Right.
You grew up with everything given to you.
When you're Davis Love III or
Exactly.
yeah.
Instant, I'm like, come on, man. Like you were way up here. Like you knew it way before I did. You had a club in your hand when you were 2 or 3.
Absolutely.
Now Tiger was different. He was a grinder and he wasn't given a whole lot. His dad made him work harder than everyone else, which is changed.
First round of golf his dad ever played was in Brooklyn.
Really?
There's a fort. There you go, Fort Hamilton, and it's apropos here, right? So his dad was in the military. There's a fort in Brooklyn in Bay Ridge where I lived actually.
Yeah.
And right near the fort is there's only 2 golf courses in Brooklyn. 3 million people, 2 golf courses. There's a golf course right near the fort. And when his dad was stationed there, that was the first round of golf he ever played was in Brooklyn, New York. So that's where he fell in love with the game.
Interesting.
In Brooklyn.
Wow.
I'm in the city a while, so every other week or so. So I got to go find it.
Fort Hamilton.
Well, yeah. Yesterday I was in the city for work. So we live on the shore, Jersey Shore. So
okay.
I'm up there for work. So I got to go find that.
Well, when you come over the Verrazano Bridge, you'll see Fort Hamilton, and then the golf course is right there.
Okay.
Right when you come over the Verrazano Bridge.
So you want a good golf story?
Yes.
Okay. 2 weeks ago, a junior at Ashland High School, which is here in Ohio, went down to Columbus and played in the U.S. Open qualifier. He qualified for the final round. He played against Fowler and Schwartzel and all those guys.
Fowler didn't make it.
So he shot 2 over for the 36 holes, didn't make it. He was pretty down. There's a knock at the door the next day. It's the Ohio State golf coach. Offers him a scholarship, full ride, and everything.
That's awesome.
He happened to be following him, and he didn't even know it through that 36 holes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for him.
2 old, that's crazy.
And he's still got to come back for his senior year of high school next year before he goes to Ohio State.
That wasn't on some slappy course. That was the Monday after the Memorial.
Yes.
Oh, is that where they played it?
Yes.
Really? Oh, so they played PGA Tour setup.
Yeah, Ricky Fowler. So all those dudes just stayed and played the next day for the that qualifier thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nuts.
Great story. I mean, and the only reason I know a lot about the story is my buddy's kid who goes to school at Ashland with this guy, with this other kid. He caddied for him in that round.
Wow.
Had his buddy take caddy for him.
He's just walking around with his mom, looking around. He had to be going nuts.
Yeah, I mean, but that was just awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's cool with the U.S. Open too. The whole, the story with John Rahm and the Memorial.
Yes.
What they did to him, and walking off 18 on Saturday, and that, with his newborn, and it's just a really cool. It always seems to be wrapped around Father's Day. It just works. It's on Father's Day, and it always seems to just work out really cool.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
I think, and his mom, they had come in because he had to be quarantined.
Yes. Yeah.
And his mom had come in. She hadn't seen the baby yet. It was crazy.
Crazy
story. Yeah, the whole.
Just neat. Neat.
But yeah, it was nice to see him win. I like a lot of these guys now. So
I say the same thing. There's so many guys on the tour now. They're just so they're just good. A lot of good dudes. There's some. there's still guys that I like. VJ, like I said, like a Sergio Garcia. Never gonna lie.
No one's ever gonna like Sergio. Right. Yeah, there's certain guys.
It just goes back to with him hopping up the fairway.
Well, Patrick Reed's tough to like.
He is. He was pretty cool though. He takes it pretty well. This is the Travelers a couple of years ago. People were getting on him. They were getting after him pretty good, and he just rolls with it. But he is kind of hard to like. And Louis pulled some on Sunday too, with that ruling with the ball that was near the cart path, and he got a 2-driver relief. And it all had to do with that tree that was in front.
Yeah.
He milked that rule. He used it. I don't mind.
you know,
I get it,
but that's the thing with golf is knowing the rules is not just to protect yourself from getting penalty, but it's also how can I take advantage of the rules?
Yes.
These are the rules in place. And so
Yeah.
you really have, on their level, you really have to know the rules.
he definitely schmoozed the hell out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Drivers, right, yeah.
Well, Bubba Watson's another guy a lot of people don't like.
And I don't get that.
He's so hit or miss. That's why.
You talk about the Travelers because he had won the Travelers used to be right after the Masters.
Right.
It used to be like the schedule's been all wacky, but he had won the Masters and then they was playing in the Travel, and he's great here, by the way. Usually, he's been great in Connecticut. I think he's won this 2 or 3 times.
He's a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, and he so he had won the Masters. So Citibank and Citi and Travelers, same company, I guess, same umbrella. No pun. So they had him at Citi Field. I guess it was Citi Field or Shea at the time. I forget which one it was. My buddy was in the box as well with Citibank. Said he couldn't have been a bigger jerk off. Bubba. Yeah, he said he was just awful. Wouldn't give kids autographs. Like he was just really annoying. Yeah.
Man, that's just piss you.
Who, Bubba?
Yeah, Bubba. He said he was just really, really just despicable.
Wow. All right, John, man, we're out of time. That went fast.
It always does.
I know. Well, I want to thank you for joining us. Okay.
I appreciate you having me again.
No
Good
problem.
luck with the show.
No problem. Appreciate it. We'll have you on frequently. Don't you worry.
I appreciate it.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, you
We'll
too.
see you in Vegas in September.
That would be lovely, man. That would be great.
That'd be great.
All right.
All right,
guys.
all right, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk some NBA playoffs, so don't go anywhere. That's next on the Red, White, and Brew Sports Show.
American girls and American guys will always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see old glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our heads. My daddy served in the army, we lost his right eye.
And we're back on the Red, White, and Blue Sports Show. I'm Scott, along with Zach.
What up?
What's up? All right, let's talk a little NBA playoffs.
Man. Well,
How about
first
the
of all-
Phoenix Suns without
Dude.
Chris Paul?
Right. I mean, well, I think one of the things that a testament to Chris Paul is that they're doing what they're doing without Chris Paul, just because of what he brings over the course of a season, culture, and you know, because you got a lot of young dudes. So he's obviously brought something there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. I mean, those are two big ones. I mean, Booker's one of the best young players that nobody sees because he's been in Phoenix.
Right. Booker is the real deal.
Oh yeah, and they're up 2-0. I mean, they held serve at home. Now they got to go on the road.
Right. As the old saying goes, a series doesn't start until someone wins on the road. So,
Well,
but they're the Clipper. I don't see the Suns ain't the Suns aren't going to lose that series. I don't see it.
I hope not.
The playoffs in general are kind of a little goofy. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't think the finals, if they go the way I want to, it's Bucks Suns. It's not going to be very favorable for TV ratings, but I don't care. It doesn't affect me.
That's two teams I want. I wanted from the start, to be honest with you.
I'm like, I mean, and obviously I want the Bucks to win because Giannis is a good dude.
Yeah.
Just does everything the right way.
Well, so is Chris Paul.
Oh, for sure. Other than
And
him
how many more opportunities is Giannis going to have? How many? We don't know how many Chris Paul's going to have.
right. Other than Chris Paul riding the banana boat with LeBron years ago, that was his big mistake when he was riding the banana boat.
You mean the same guy that couldn't shake his hand after they beat him?
That's LaBiatch. that's how he rolls, bro.
Oh,
And now he came out today saying that the NBA higher ups are against him, and they're like, "Come on, bro, what are you talking about?" But the Hawks are another awesome story, though.
Trey Young's been unbelievable.
I want the Bucks to win, but the Hawks getting in the conference finals. That's cool.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Who do the Hawks have that can stop Giannis? I don't think they have anybody.
Probably not.
I mean, they have Clint Capella, but Clint Capella isn't quick enough to stay with Giannis.
No, and he also only has so many fouls because he's going to get back down, and he can't play 23 feet away from the hoop on Giannis because he'll just get blown by a number of times and get cheap fouls. It might be one of those where, they did it with Jordan, they did it with Bird, they've done it with LeBron, where let him get his, and we're going to shut everyone else down.
Yeah, but how great was it to see Milwaukee go into Brooklyn on Game 7 and come out victorious?
Oh, great. Especially because I get to listen to this radio here where it's all
God, I can only imagine.
It's like, I just love it. I love when the Hawks beat the Knicks. I love, this is the year for the Nets, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
No.
I felt the same way when the Hawks beat Philly.
Absolutely. Because here's the great thing. On Saturday, when we took Friday, when we took the kids to Atlantic City. So that Friday night, I'm sitting there at the sports bar watching the Philly game, Philly and the Hawks game 6.
Was that before my call?
After. Wait, no, obviously before, because yours was several hours later, several dozen beers later. This dude's the Jets just drafted. What's his name? Zach. What's his name?
Oh, kid from BYU.
From BYU.
Yeah, Zach. I don't know.
Wilson. Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Zach Wilson.
So this guy is wearing. He's a grown man. He's 50 years old. First of all, he's wearing a jersey, which is not good. My opinion of him goes down the shitter right off the rip. It's a Jets jersey, and he's screaming, cheering for the Sixers. I'm like, can you be any more whacked? So obviously, I just became a huge Hawks fan just to be an irritant.
Here's my thing. I think Doc Rivers is a hell of a coach.
Do you?
I like Doc Rivers. Okay.
Okay, but you just said two different things though.
What's that? No, I do think he's a good coach. He's
you
won
think
no matter.
Coach, and you like him.
He's won no matter where he's been.
He's won because he had dudes.
No, dude, think about when he came into the league. He was in Orlando with nobody, and he took them to the playoffs. That's when he went to Boston.
Who did he have in Orlando? When was he there?
Shaq was gone. Shaq was way gone.
And what did he win there?
He got him to the playoffs. When's the last time Orlando went to the playoffs? They went to that droughts and Shaq
playoffs. So I do think he is I think he's a good human being, and I think he's I think he's probably a great human being. I think he's a good basketball coach. He went to Boston where they threw together the big three.
I understand that.
What do you do in LA? defunct.
He did better than what they were doing, I guess. If you
They
want to
got a
look
bunch
at
of
it that way.
dudes. What they do in Philly?
Yeah, but how long was he there before Kawhi showed up? Think about that.
How long? What? I don't know. How long? 2, 3 years?
He's probably there longer than that.
And then he goes to Philly, and
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I think Brett Brown wouldn't have done any worse than Doc Rivers.
Oh, stop it.
And that guy lived through the shittiest time period in the history of Philly basketball.
Just stop, Brett Brown.
He,
My God.
You know who I compare him to?
JB Bickerstaff?
No, it's a different sport. Who's the cat who was the GM for the Browns that fell on the sword?
Which one? There's so many of them.
No, the guy who they tanked over. What's his name? I can see his face.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
before Dorsey.
Yes.
He is that dude. That what? All right. Someone messaged the name of that cat. No, now I'm angry. What's his name? He has a weird name.
Oh,
Anyway, moving on.
he's now with the Wizards.
Moving on. But that's the same thing. He was
Sashi
given-
Brown.
Sashi Brown. He every offseason he walked into a gunfight with a knife, and he knew it, and just fell on the soil. And the same thing Brett Brown did his 5 or 6 years he was there. It was tanked for 5 years. Then the process broke because Ben Simmons won't get better.
Yeah, and then did you hear Doc's interview after about Ben Simmons?
What did he say?
The reporter asked him, "Can he be the point guard on your team, on a team or your team to get to the next level?" And he goes, "I can't answer that
Because he can't.
because he can't."
Because if Ben
basically
Simmons-
rolled him.
If he wants to put in the time to be that, he can be. They called him the next LeBron when he got drafted. He's 6'10". Maybe he's wrong-handed. Maybe they don't know what handy is. I don't know. Because he has a deficiency, and he's mentally screwed up. He's got the Brandt Snedeker from golf, where he just can't play golf for a while. He can't shoot. He open lane, won't go dunk the ball. But there's something wrong upstairs.
I agree. Well, there always has been.
Right. That's
All the way
thing.
you can go all the way back to his LSU days.
Right, and that's a huge thing in sports, especially professional sports. That's why
I
they
mean-
pay sports doctors.
I mean, my honest opinion is the only reason he was the number one pick is it was a weak draft class.
Okay, but even if he was a top 5 pick, he's still 6'10", phenomenal athlete, great handles. Okay, we can develop his shot. Everyone on earth is going to say that.
How'd that work out?
Between the ears.
Brett Brown, how'd that work
he-
out? Nice job.
Hey, Brett Brown made a lot of money for carrying that cross.
Oh my God.
Never going to steer me wrong on that. No, but no, seriously though, I'm a big Bucks Suns finals. I
Me
think
too.
that'd be great.
Me too. I agree.
Yeah, I think obviously NBA TV
And you know what?
whatnot.
That Monty Brown, I think's his name, the head coach in Phoenix. He's been through so much crap in his
Monty
coaching
Williams.
career. Monty Williams. He's been
Notre Dame guy, yeah, man.
so
His-
much
his
crap
wife-
as a coach.
Yeah, his wife was killed.
Yeah.
And the great thing about that dude is he has given back so much. He does a whole lot of speaking and working with people at he did disappear for a while as any normal human would be.
Sure.
But how he came back, rose like the Phoenix and is persevered is just amazing.
Look who the vice president of operations is to help put that team together.
James Jones, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
AJ, LeBron called him champ for a reason because he knew the dude knows how to win.
absolutely. I mean,
And he put together that team, and they are not there for a short run. They're young.
oh yeah. I mean,
They got
here,
dudes.
think about Devin. Think out back to Kentucky with Devin Booker,
He
who couldn't
didn't
even
start.
blue.
He didn't start at Kentucky.
He couldn't even start.
Yes. He didn't
It's
start
just
there.
Total unreal that how good he really was, and shows how
Yeah.
good that Kentucky team was.
For sure. Shows how great of a recruiter and how much money Calipari has to give to recruits. We got nothing.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? They
I
blocked comments on Facebook now too.
It's just so. I mean, I'm for Devin Booker. I like him as a player, and I love watching Chris Paul just mentor all these guys.
Right. I mean, talk about a phenomenal, acquisition to get him like a couple more years. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of tread left, but he's got a good couple more years still. And he doesn't play the game in a fantastically physical way. He plays it under control now. He's a wily veteran.
Yeah, but I mean, in all seriousness, do you give the Bucks or the Hawks any chance to beat the Bucks?
Yeah. I mean, just because it's sports, right off the rip, you got to give them a puncher's chance.
Okay.
Just because it's professional athletics and you have a bunch of dudes who are really, really good. Did you give them a chance to win that last series?
Against Philly?
Yeah. Did you think the Hawks were going to beat them?
I thought it was going to be close. I
thought
thought Philly would. I thought Philly would win in the end. But.
Right. That was a gentleman's sweep, or maybe 4-2 Philly at worst, in for most people's prognostication. But if you have just a couple, that's why. What's his name? Is that Budenholzer that's down there?
No, he's in Milwaukee.
No, yeah.
You know who's in Atlanta?
What's his name?
They fired their coach 27 games into the season.
Yeah, what's his name?
And then they hired Nate McMillan.
That's yes.
And now he led them to the playoffs, and now the Eastern Conference Finals.
He was a great coach where he was.
He was in Indiana. He got fired last year. He didn't have a job.
Right, and he maximized what they allowed him to have talent-wise in Indiana. But he's a leader of men.
They were 8 games under 500 when he took over.
Right, that's the thing. Like, he played in the league for 712 years. You don't think that guy knows how to, like...
Oh, how good were those Seattle teams?
Oh.
Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, George Karl coaching. I think
I love
Detlef
Gary
Schrempf
Payton.
ended up out there.
Oh, yeah. But his formidable years for Indiana, Rick Smith's combo in Indy was always fantastic.
Oh, yeah. But Nate McMillan was always great.
Killer.
All right, man. I know we talked about it with John. Let's talk about the U.S. Open before we get out of here.
Yeah.
How great was it seeing Rahm come from behind, though? He couldn't hit a putt until he got to 17.
Right. And thank goodness he wasn't missing. He went a goofy double on Saturday, which infuriated me because I was rooting for him because he's a good dude.
Oh,
and what he went through. But yeah, he was missing birdie putts. Come on, they're rimming out. They're just edging left and right. And it was good because, like John said, there are so many. The tour is filled with a lot of good dudes. There's still some that are, there's a few that you don't want, but most of them are just they have good dudes. But Jon Rahm, with what happened to him at the Memorial, hoping he can get out of the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Quarantine, his dad being there, they flew in for the Open, not knowing whether they'd be able to play. They flew in to see the kid. It's just really cool. And then the way he was talking to his baby, you don't know what's going on right now, but this is kind of a big moment. That's cool.
Yeah.
It goes back. We've had a couple of those. Golf has been, I'm a sports guy. Every sport, I get super emotional about every championship and everyone's winning. But we've had, over the last 2 years, we've had 3 of the greatest moments in golf, the emotional moments, with Rahm winning, Phil winning last month, and then Tiger won the Masters. They're just things like that are just
How about DeChambeau's triple and quadruple on the back?
Bro, I'm Bryson, you and I could play together right now. We would be okay. I would be. I'm on the back nine, so I'm 12 beers deep in doing that. You are a professional and sober doing that. He was. This is the thing. It blows my mind. I rewatched it on Monday evening. It was just on. He was 5 under after 10
I know.
and finished +8.
I know. I know.
He played 8 holes at +13.
I was it was funny. I was sitting there because it was Father's Day on Sunday, and I'm sitting there over at my dad's, and we're watching, and he hit that shot that went dead straight right, that chip, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, I could have done that.
Right. First off, they're like, "What a tough lie." I'm like, "Well, I always play for those from those lies, so that really isn't that bad of a
And that's
lie."
what I love about the U.S. Open, to be dead honest, is
Challenge them.
it's challenging, and it makes them look like us. We look
Yep.
like every day.
Yeah, they would. I love that the U.S. Open, that the PGA, like they go after their ass to bring them.
I'll be honest. I wish all the majors were like that, though.
Well, I think three of them.
Well, the Masters
is
the Masters is the Masters. I mean, you're not
Well,
going
the
to change
Masters,
that.
is just beautiful and it's tough, and then the layout. The British is going to throw a lot of different spin at them, because it's a links and they have to play the ball low, and it's the greens are 100 yards wide, and and then the PGA is the only one that
Yeah,
is
that always
horrible.
seems really easy.
Yeah, it's a more normal course that they play. But the Open obviously is always head and shoulders above, and they just try to crush them, and I love it. I don't know how many years ago, it was a while ago, but I mean, plus numbers won, plus numbers has won before there
Right.
at the
Right.
Open.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you just cripple them.
Yeah. And then Louis just fell apart the last 3-4 holes. I mean, and then here, it comes down to 18, okay? I know he couldn't get there from where he was at on that second shot.
Where he played up.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what do you got to lose?
So I guess, well, I was the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing. But I guess if he could put it to a yardage, that just shows you how incredible they are. He has a better chance in his mind of holing out from 115 than he does, reaching, and then that because they're so good with their short sticks. That's incredible.
But I understand it, but that's my thing. You're going to lay up or hit it as far as you can out of there. You
That's
need
our
an eagle to
mentality.
tie.
That is our mentality. They don't like being 50, 60, 70. They don't, because their clubs don't. They go to where their sticks, where they hit their sticks. It's crazy. It's not I want to get as close to the green as possible.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Especially
I
when I
like
need
it.
an eagle to tie.
I like hitting a 50-yard little knockdown wedge. These guys don't, because it doesn't fit into their. I'm like, it's goofy. It's hard for us to understand it.
Yeah, all right, man. That's first week of the books. We had
Yeah,
some
first
issues
week,
with some issues with Facebook, so
Facebook censored us on the first week. It's great.
yeah.
Welcome to America.
For playing courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
Unbelievable. Thanks, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I mean it's like,
What a
and
jerk.
it's not even like we played the whole song,
Yeah. Well,
But we'll have to figure something out for next week.
absolutely. We'll be back. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. We'll figure it out. Whether we got to
We will
change it
have-
or whatnot, we'll figure it out.
More to talk about, and we want more. We'll get more people involved, and have another special guest next week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll get. Oh, by the way, I do have. I talked to a guy today over from the same place John's from, DFS Army,
Mm-hmm.
but the golf guy.
Oh yeah.
He does all the. Yeah, his name's Josh, and I talked to him, and I was like, "Hey, you want to come on Red, White, and Blue Sports Show talk golf?" He's like, "Let's go." So we can get him when we want. Maybe set him up for the Wednesday before the next major.
No, next one. Well, we got 3 down already.
And I want to let's do another shout out for Browns fans only. They follow
Absolutely.
us like
BFO.
I mean, we are Cleveland based, but we're trying to spread it out a little bit on this show. But I still want to give a shout out because they all watch our show and they're great. So shout
got a
out
lot
to
of
Christy
famous-
and all the admins and all the whole group over there.
And maybe we can have them on, little short segment when it's more Browns, it's
Yeah,
Browns.
absolutely. Yeah.
But we're gonna have many famous Lorain County / Northern Ohio people on. Famous to us. May not be famous to people in weird places, but Northern Ohio is the best place on earth, and that's what we're gonna cater to.
Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. We'll figure everything out. We're gonna get you good guests, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in for our debut episode.
Absolutely. Keep it coming. Next
Absolutely.
Wednesday, rolling.
Absolutely. Tune in Friday for the Vets Know Sports Show. You coming on that one?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Just checking.
Hey, how about this? I'm pumped. Just got an email last night. Well, now we need to find a room, but free tickets to Hootie Saturday night in AC. Darius Rucker, baby. Let's go.
This Saturday?
Comp tickets at the Hard Rock for Darius Rucker.
This Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now you gotta just find a room. I might pay those stupid rate. We gotta get a comp room somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find it.
Pay for.
You're VIP.
Yeah. VIP.
I'll be coming up in August.
Yeah.
I'm already making my
Well,
plans for that one.
Absolutely.
All
I
right.
don't know if anyone's still watching.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. I don't know where we've been censored from yet because Zuckerberg's sitting on us. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do some research. We're going to try and edit it and get it back up on Facebook, taking the song out.
Yeah.
So we'll try and get that done for you in the next day or so.
Perfect.
All right. Till next week, Zach.
Go Bucks.
Oh, boy.